everybody, welcome. I'm Elizabeth from OurPaleoFamily.com. Thank you for tuning in today. We're going to make white chicken chili in the Instant Pot. I'm doing Whole30 again, which for those of you who are not initiated, that is an elimination diet where you really figure out if there are some things you're eating on a regular basis that might be bothering you. It's very paleo. We're a paleo family, which means no grains, no dairy, no refined sugars, no refined or inflammatory vegetable oils, no soy, no legumes at all. And we do that to keep us well. I have an autoimmune disease, so does my husband, so it keeps those under control for us, for him as much as possible. He has type 1 diabetes, so he has to take insulin. But they say once you have one autoimmune disease, you're much more likely to develop another. So far, neither of us has developed another autoimmune condition, and also our children are more susceptible. So we eat this way as a family to hopefully keep them well. So this is a recipe I found online from the Real Food RDs, and I have changed it a little bit to suit my family and my needs. We're going to make this in the Instant Pot. I have it on saute normal. I just drizzled in probably a tablespoon of avocado oil. That's a great one to use for high heat. And just one average sized onion. Let me get a longer spoon. I like to season as I go, so I'm just going to sprinkle in a little salt and pepper. Y'all have up to 3,000 subscribers. 3,000! Isn't that crazy? I'm very thankful that you're here. I'm very, very thankful. I'd love it if you would leave me a comment. Tell me who you are, where you're from. How do you eat? Are you eating paleo? Is that why you tuned in? Are you eating Instant Pot? And that's why you tuned in? Or keto? Just let me welcome you. I'm thankful that you're here. We're very nice over here. We help each other out. There are usually lots of comments where people say, oh, I had this or I had that. And we learn from each other. And we're nice. So, you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. We are nice and supportive and encouraging over here because it's hard enough to be different and eat different. Can't eat out as well. Anyway, life's too hard to not be nice. So this is really simple. My chicken actually is frozen. And so I'm going to do this under pressure. I could have used my Instant Pot as a slow cooker. You know, it's called a multi-cooker. It does more than one thing. I have said before that I don't think the slow cooker function is great. It is very slow. So I would definitely slow cook on high. And in fact, even my saute, I'm going to turn up. So let me turn it off, saute, and adjust. Those of you that have a newer Instant Pot, I would love to know, are the buttons different? Does it say low, medium, high instead of less, normal, and more? Have they changed some of that stuff? I was just wondering if maybe I need to get a newer one. Mine is 2 years old, and I honestly haven't paid a lot of attention, but I have noticed when I have been in the stores where they're carried that they look different. And I just haven't been back to a shopping area lately. I was going to go and take a picture of the control panel and see what it looked like. So shoot me a comment and let me know if the controls are different. Do I need to get a new one? I'm afraid if I do that, they're just going to keep changing it. I would have to constantly be getting a new pot. And we're not made of money over here, so I'd really prefer not to do that, but also want this to be helpful for you. We were at our homeschool group today. It was kind of chaotic. I'm a planner, and some things that were out of my control were not planned well today. So the whole morning has been chaotic. Plus, it's like 60 children running around. It's cold, so nobody got outside today to burn off their energy. So I feel a little frazzled, honestly. And I made myself full caffeinated coffee, which I usually make half and half all the time, but especially for the afternoon. And I just made it full on today, and maybe that's why I'm feeling a little crazy. Okay, so I have my bell pepper. Supposed to be a full bell pepper, but somebody in my house has decided all of a sudden that they really like bell peppers. So I bought them this weekend for this recipe, and I went to get them out, and I had part of one bell pepper left in there. So a full bell pepper would be ideal. I've added a zucchini. This is another thing that's not part of the original recipe. You know, I should put some mushrooms in too. I'm just not, because I'm running short on time. This is sort of a Mexican dish. I know zucchini is not traditional, but it's a great way to add in another vegetable. It really doesn't add much flavor, and you're just upping the veggie content, the fiber. So I say just throw in more vegetables if you can. I'm really just getting all these vegetables going in there. And then I'm going to put in my chicken and broth, and we're going to pressurize it. My cutting board is really warped and it's spinning around on me, and I know that that's not fabulous. Let me sprinkle. I keep grabbing my coffee for salt, but I'm going to take a sip. Okay, another sprinkle of salt. We're going to get about a teaspoon total of salt in there. I always taste my food, so I'll taste it before I serve it. If it's grossly over or under seasoned, I can fix that. So get those veggies going. I'm trying real hard not to bang my spoon on the edge of the pot, because I know that that is irritating when you go back and watch the video. I've noticed it as I've edited, and sorry. Did anybody get a new Instant Pot for Christmas? I know that's kind of a silly question. I think a lot of people got an Instant Pot for Christmas and are trying to figure out how to use it. Don't be afraid of it. It's really very safe. I would read the instructions. Make sure you follow the instructions. There are just a couple things you need to do, and it really has a lot of safety features built in. It'll shut off if something is wrong. Okay, that was 6 cloves of garlic. Those were nice, fresh cloves. They popped right out of their little skins, which was nice. Okay, so I got those in. I'm going to add the rest of my spices, which you can adjust this to your taste. I'm going to do 1 heaping tablespoon of these diced jalapeno peppers, which are kind of like a pickled jalapeno pepper. They're jalapenos in a vinegar juice. I love them. I think they're really, really delicious. You mix all that in. I love the smell. As I have gotten older, just had a birthday, so I just got a little bit older again. I'm liking spicier things, so I'm guessing maybe that's an effect of my taste buds losing their potency. So we have chili powder, oregano, and cumin in addition to the salt and pepper. So for cumin, I wanted 2 teaspoons, honestly, but their original recipe called for 2.5 teaspoons, which is a lot. I didn't want that much. Like, I'll just do 2. It's not even coming out of here. I know there's some in there, but I can see it's just about a teaspoon. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon of cumin, and it might be enough, actually. Where's my pen? I'm going to write down 1. Okay, I do want 2 teaspoons of oregano, and I have plenty. I hate those jars that are too small to get my measuring spoons in. 2 teaspoons of oregano, and then chili powder to your taste. Because chili, some is hot, some is not as hot. I'm going to put in just about 1/4 teaspoon. Can I get away with a full 1/2 teaspoon? I'll do a full 1/2 teaspoon. Your family might tolerate a whole lot more. Mine doesn't tolerate a whole lot of spice. So, smells great. Smells really great. Okay, so no legumes, I said, on Whole30 or Paleo. But you know, you can say, I follow the Paleo diet, but I can eat beans and they don't bother me. I don't notice any negative effects. So fine, you do your own version of Paleo. That's wonderful. As a matter of fact, dairy is a big no-no in a lot of anti-inflammatory diets, which paleo is. And really, I tolerate dairy pretty well. If I'm eating a lot of it, I get some sinus congestion, which is just really irritating. But it has never caused me a flare of I have Crohn's disease. So I know that I can do dairy, but I try to save it for special occasions or when we eat pizza, you know, when you really want dairy. All right, so those veggies are in. I'm going to add a tablespoon of arrowroot just because I like a little blob of something in there. I like my soup to kind of have some thickness to it, so I'm going to go ahead and add my thickener now. Stir that around. Make sure I've gotten everything in there. Okay. I'm going to add my chicken. Dunked in a sink full of hot water for a minute just so I could get it out of the package. So this is about 1.5 pounds boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I'm not going to separate them. I'm not going to cut them. I'm just putting them in. Just going to sort of stir that around so that I get a little bit of the spices. I am going to bang it real quick. That once, I promise. Okay, so I need more salt for sure. I made broth the other day, so I have this really yummy broth. It's good and gelatinous, which is what we want. I had the carcass of a rotisserie chicken in this one. And I had some chicken feet. I've had it sitting out for about a half an hour, so it's loosened up a little bit. Okay, that's 2 cups. I want 3 cups. Approximately, you know. You don't have to be real specific with that. I need a full can of coconut milk. This is the Native Forest Classic full fat coconut milk. I'm excited about this, y'all. I've heard about white chicken chili a lot, but it's nothing that we've ever eaten because it usually has a lot of beans in it. I'm just going to use this tablespoon. You see how there's this full layer of fat on the top? Call it cream. Sorry, I just say fat. I knew that was going to happen. I was about to say be real careful because it's real thick, that layer of cream, but then when you break through it, la-ti-da. What's cooking if you're not making a mess? It's really lovely to make a mess if somebody else is cleaning up for you. Okay, here we go. Clean that out. Clean this out. Ugh. I do want to not have this liquid dripping around the edges here. Put the rest of that in the freezer. Okay. Alright, so because my chicken was frozen, I'm going to cook this. Let's see, do I have time? It's going to be close. Make sure my gasket is in there. Oh, I need to turn it off. Sealing, and I'm going to do 50 minutes. Why can't I learn these? I'm on 161 because I was doing broth, which it doesn't need to be 161. I was going for 160 and I went a little bit over. So 50 minutes for frozen chicken, 40 if it was thawed. Okay, and that'll be done in about an hour. It needs to come up to pressure and then we'll do a quick release on the pressure. But I want to show you my new toy. This is the official Instant Pot glass lid for using your IP as a slow cooker. If I showed you this in the spaghetti squash mac and cheese video, if you try to put this lid on, even if you don't seal it, just set it on there when you have it in slow cooker. It'll beep, beep, beep. It'll say lid across the screen because that's making too much of a seal. This is a 9-inch lid. You can buy, there are knockoff brands that aren't Instant Pot. I just went ahead and bought the Instant Pot one because I think it was $14, $13, $14. Definitely less than 20. It has this little vent hole. So I will link to this in the notes below. So this is what you want if you're using your Instant Pot as a slow cooker, which you can make this recipe, slow cook function, just put it on high and leave it all day and it will be delicious. And I'm going to leave my arrowroot out because I might want to thicken a teeny bit more. I'm going to leave out my jalapenos because I might want a few more of those, and my spices. We might add some more, you know, let each person add a little bit more. And then we're also going to garnish with cilantro. We're going to squeeze in some lime. And also on top of this, that would be delicious, would be some avocado, if you'd like. So I will see you back here in about an hour. Hey everybody, my white chicken chili is done. Well, the pressure part's done. Over there. Careful when you're taking your lid off because the water, there's condensation in there and that will burn you, so be real careful. Alright, so I'm going to turn saute on so that it will start to bubble away. Let me check the thickness here. My chicken, let me make sure it's done because, you know, it was frozen. So y'all, I'm really weird about my chicken. When I have a boneless, skinless chicken breast, I really like to kind of go through it and get the little tendony parts out. But when it's a frozen solid chunk, you can't do that. So I'm shredding my chicken. If my chicken had been thawed, I probably would have cut it into just bite-sized pieces. But actually, it's kind of, I mean, I like eating my soup with the chicken shredded like this. It'll make it seem kind of thicker too, which I enjoy, more stew-like. So just use your mixer on low, and it really does a great job of shredding up your chicken. I learned this, I don't know, some other website I was reading years ago, and it works great if you're doing like barbecue chicken or something like that where it's just the meat that you're wanting to shred. It works perfectly. So I'm going to give this a taste in just a second. Oh, you know what? All my broth, I was dividing up into containers to stick in the freezer. Just that little bit, it was like 1/3 of a cup left that didn't fit in a container. And so I just set it to the side and decided I would put it in here. There's one little chunk that is not shredding up for me. Let me catch it and make sure it's all shredded. Okay. It smells so good, actually, which is so funny. It smells to me like tortilla chips. Okay, let me give this a taste for seasoning because you saw I was not really good about measuring my salt. It's nice and thick and creamy looking. I'm loving that. That little piece of chicken in there. Remember, I didn't want to make it spicy for my kids. I ended up with a half a teaspoon of the chili powder, and that's about the spicy, whoops, seriously y'all, about my spicy limit. So I'm going to squeeze this lime in. Man, this lime is about dead. There's not a lot of juice in there. I would say if you had a good lime, I'd do a half, the juice from half of a lime, but mine is getting old, it's a little bit dried up. There's not a lot in there, not a lot of juice. So you saw I added some salt. It needed some salt. Oh, shoot. My ladle is in there from ladling out my broth. Let me give that a taste again. It's good. It's really good. I wanted a teeny bit thicker. Ooh, it's spicy. I'm not going to add any more spice. And And so I'm going to do a little bit more arrowroot. This is just me. I like that real sort of stew, gravy-ish sort of consistency. I don't want it to be real thin and brothy. Just add a little bit there. Did I turn it off? What happened? It's not bubbling all of a sudden. It was. If you were eating dairy, this will be delicious with some cheese. My family may put a little cheese on theirs. I think I'm going to stir a little avocado into mine. And that's it. Let me serve it up for you. Get some of this stuff out of the way. So I have to use this teeny ladle since my other one is in the sink. So remember we had our onion, garlic, zucchini, bell pepper, jalapenos, broth, coconut milk, chicken, garlic, can I say garlic? And the chicken was frozen, so we did 50 minutes. Added a little arrowroot for some thickening. And it's delicious. It's that we do regular beef chili, like a tomato sauce type chili a lot, and we all like that. And so this is different. I've heard of white chicken chili, but we've just never made it in our house. So this is a great one in the Instant Pot. Remember, you can use your glass lid, or if you don't, just put a piece of foil on top, but the lid will work a little bit better. It'll make more of a proper seal. It has that little vent hole in it. And you can do this on slow cook as well. Okay, so that's it. That's a white chicken chili. It is paleo. It is Whole30. You could certainly make it keto. There are not many carbs in here, so you would need to add a little something. Add some. It does have the full fat coconut milk in it, but maybe a little avocado on top would add to the amount of fat in there you need to get your macros right for the keto diet. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share the video. All those things they tell me are good for our channel. So thank you, everybody. See you next time.